At the Google I/O conference in May of 2013 in San Francisco, Google put sensors all around Moscone Convention Center. This is what that data looked like. Here we're seeing motion throughout the 3 conference floors over the 3 days of the conference. You can see the overall motion timeline and the motion by floor over here on the right, and below we have maps for each floor. Let's go ahead and see that again. We're animating through every hour of the conference, and the dots are appearing on each floor as there are areas and activities of motion. Over the 3 days of the conference, these sensor motes picked up over 17 million data points, and they told the story of this conference. Here's another way of looking at that story in data. People were in motion before the keynotes. Here we're looking at Pacific time, and you can see that people are coming into the conference hall around 7 and 8 and moving around at lunchtime as well. We can look at it day by day and see the trends over time. Temperatures would rise throughout the day, especially on the first day on May 14th, and light peaks around midday. You can actually look and inspect any data point and see what those values are. Wi-Fi spiked at lunch as people got on their devices. And on May 15th, this notable spike in sound was a Billy Joel concert for the concert goers, for the conference attendees. So let's take a look at how you might create such an analysis. Here we're connected to Google BigQuery data. It's I/O Sensor Data 13 in Google BigQuery. And we have all of the aspects of the data available to us on the left. We've got the dimensions, which are things that describe the data, like date and room and floor. And then we've got measures, which is the data itself. So let's go ahead and drag out data, see what that looks like. Basically, we now have an average of all the different data points in this data set. Now this isn't very useful because we know that there are different kinds of data, different kinds of sensor data. So let's go ahead and create a quick filter on the sensor type. And once we've done that, we're going to change the sensor type to this filter to a single value list, since you never really want to average these different measures. And we're hitting live against the Google BigQuery data right now. I'm also going to customize this and take the all value out of the sensor type. And then let's go ahead and get the timestamp here and drag it onto columns. Tableau is a completely drag and drop environment, and you can visually explore your data as you go through. And here we've got year. Obviously what we want to do is we actually want to go down into the day level or even the hour level, because this is a conference that happened over a period of a few days. So looking at the overall year isn't going to help us much. So now we can see that we've got different data types here. RF is our wireless data, and these queries are happening live against the BigQuery database. So now you can see how wireless usage peaked over the 3 days. We can actually take the number of records out and add that on to size, and we'll see in the line the areas where we have more observations and fewer observations. You'll see we have more observations later in the conference and fewer observations earlier in the conference. And now with our quick filter, we can go ahead and look at other measures like light. So in a couple of minutes we've created a very simple investigation of our data. And one thing that Tableau lets you do is actually switch between different views of your data. This is called perspective shifting, and it's a very helpful analytical technique. So we can look at the same data in a bar chart. We can change that bar chart around and put number of records on color and do some basic sorting. We can look at this data as a dual axis, or we could look at it as a simple crosstab. Tableau is going to inspect our data and suggest different perspectives to show our data. So let's go back to the view that we had before, the line chart, with a quick filter. You can add a quick filter on any measure, on anything that you would like to do in Tableau. So let's go ahead and add a quick filter on room here. And then we can add these measures into the title of our view. So here are all the rooms that we had data for. Let me go ahead and show the title of my worksheet. And I'm going to right click and edit that title, and I'm going to say Google I/O, and let's insert what sensor type we've got here and the room. And you'll see that we've got the ability to update the title along with the data. Here we've got the mic, and let's go ahead and choose one particular room. How about the 4th Street entrance? And here we have the title telling us that we're looking at sound or mic for the 4th Street entrance. You can see the various data happening throughout the conference. This is one way to tell the story of a conference, is through data. This is a unique data set we got from Google, and an interesting one to explore for the time of this conference.